Welcome to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Oh, it's fuck the Cowboys day, Sean.
Yes.
So we say it together.
Fuck the Cowboys.
Fuck the Cowboys.
Let's go.
And I brought out a real man, a real giant. Lawrence Taylor would not let the Cowboys come into your home and kick you around, Sean. So maybe he's there. He's not letting anyone come into his house and do anything.
Well,
really.
Lawrence Taylor, he did get arrested this week, Ryan. So shout out to him. Real men of D-Gens apparently did not inform his parole officer that he was moving and or leaving the state because he's he got in trouble. He's on some lists.
Why has Lawrence Taylor got to tell anyone anything?
I think that was his. I think that was his take on it. And the New York Post, while reporting that, also they wanted to get his takes on Micah Parsons this year. There's been some slander of people comparing Micah Parsons to Lawrence Taylor.
Stop
and when reached for comments on Micah Parsons, he said, "Quote: First time I'm hearing about this kid."
That's an all-time answer.
I don't know how close he follows the league.
That's a great answer, though.
That is breaking news. We have Monday Night Football. We have Tuesday Night Football. As much as I love Tuesday Night Football, Eagles are kind of getting boned on that. Fuck you, Roger Goodell. There were no new positives yesterday or today for the Washington Football Team, so they could have played the game. Whatever. They're scared of us. That's fine. We'll kick their ass on Tuesday. Any day of the week, we'll kick the fucking Washington Football Team's ass. We're here to answer all your gambling questions. Obviously, a ton of fantasy football playoffs. I know our DFS lineups got jacked up a little bit. We'll give you updated takes on that. The big dog parlay, the first half parlay, so much to get to, and obviously all of your questions. Kicking it off, and if you want to hop on the line and actually talk to us, experience our voices in person via Twitter Spaces, hop on there at Gambling Podcast. Mr. Doherty says fantasy question for y'all: T. Higgins or Aaron Jones in the flex? Ravens run D is scary. I need help. I'm going assuming full point PPR, which I always do. I'm going T. Higgins. I like the matchup for T. Higgins, and I'm worried about the split between Aaron Jones and
all the Aaron Jones should be a second round running back dudes are now like, see, I told you. He's going to end up losing people some championships.
AJ, I mean, I'm worried about Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon split, honestly. And I think as chalky as it is, I think it's going to be a more, the Packers are going to pass a little bit more. So
that's a tough one for me though. I'd still lean running back because I know you like Higgins. I wonder what's going to happen in that game in Denver. That's all.
Yeah. Jones is probably the safer play. I'm an upside guy. In Stent saying Rodgers or Murray as far as the QB position.
What a decision to make. You must have been listening to us in the summer when we were saying, don't listen to the noise, take Rodgers.
So many Aaron Rodgers best ball teams looking good.
A couple sitting. I have some Rodgers. I have some Josh Allen. How do you not play? How do you not play Kyler in the dome though? As much as we like the dog potentially to cover, or I don't remember actually. Do you like the dog with me?
No,
all right,
not at all. You're crazy.
I'm on an island liking the dog to cover here.
You're on an island known as Jared Goff sucks island.
I think it's going to be a garbage time. You know, maybe we're looking into the source of the garbage floating down the river onto Goff sucks island because
I mean my angle is I think. Now here's the thing: if passing touchdowns are only 4 points, you could maybe talk me into Kyler because of the rushing upside there. But if passing touchdowns are 6 points, I think you got to go Rodgers against that Baltimore secondary is still really, really banged up. I am worried that Arizona gets out to a little bit of a lead. And obviously DeAndre Hopkins out for the year again. I think Chase Edmonds is a sneaky play in DFS. So I think Arizona gets it done, but I wouldn't be surprised if they run a little bit more than we're thinking. And if the game gets out of hand, are they really going to be throwing a bunch?
Has anyone? I guess I'd be curious.
It's a good problem to have. I would slightly lean Rodgers.
It makes me wonder if should we be concerned about the potential of wind in Baltimore? I saw reports of 15 to 20 miles an hour. I haven't seen any pictures yet, Sean.
Well, and do we start Lamar, Lou De La Cruz? I have Tua right now. I would start Tua. I'm pretty sure. I don't
Playoffs
think
on the line.
I don't think Lamar is playing. I just saw some line movement, which double. If anyone can Google that for us, I'm almost 100% Lamar's not starting. Nick Fortune saying Lamar not starting. He's a trusted source. So obviously go Tua. Good matchup for Tua. AJ Green or Bateman, Ryan. This is another tough one. AJ Green, of course, no D-Hop.
He had a big game last week.
So did Bateman.
I'm still not in the. I would lean rookie here because I think we've liked Bateman all year. Yeah. Bateman was an absolute dog, and
you saw Sammy Watkins was a late scratch too.
I just look. The reason we've liked Bateman the whole time, which it's now too late, right? Our stupid fucking ETH league, fuck fantasy football, except for all your questions. But Rashad Bateman's the play here, I think. Even with the backup quarterback, I think Baltimore is a proud franchise. They represent a city and a state.
Oh, and you want to talk DFS? I think a Huntley Bateman stack with some Packers guys coming back. I think Huntley is a very interesting DFS play. Even though I like the Packers, I think he's a guy. We see this all the time. Backup quarterbacks with the rushing ability, literally playing for their entire career. You don't think that guy's going to run on third down when he needs some yardage?
And he helped Mark Andrews produce one of his best games of the year. So do a Bateman Andrews double stack, bring it back with whoever you want. Maybe go contrarian with one of the running backs, Sean. You know what? We're going to have to do that after the show. I might have to throw in a Huntley lineup. And by the way, Sean, I saw at least one person mention it. We'll get it out of the way. I am drinking my medium soda right now. Go fuck yourself. All
Giants
right?
Fan Appreciation Day. Someone responded, an Eagles fan. He goes, "To be fair, the Eagles have never gotten me a soda." But it's one of those. It's one of those gifts, much like we heard in the Mike Leach episode, where he got a pair of socks in a greeting card. At some point, you're better off not giving the gift when your gift is that shitty.
Buddy of mine says he stopped letting his loved ones buy him gifts a long time ago. He just keeps a Google Doc with everything he would like. That way he doesn't get shitty gifts.
That is a very cold way to approach the holidays.
Yeah, it's better than getting some fucking taffy or some,
Greg Natal saying solution to too many COVID tests. Stop testing everybody. Love it.
Okay.
It actually is it seems like a good strategy. And again, that's why I'm annoyed because the Eagles game got moved and now the NFL's adjusted their policy. So stuff like this just isn't going to happen. So very, very annoying. Jimmy G or Tua, Ryan? I think you got to go Tua.
Does it concern you at all that Tua is turning into like a very, very chalk? Like, oh yeah, he's gonna have his floor is high. His
I'm assuming
high.
this is a season long fantasy question. But if this is DFS, certainly Tua is going to catch way more ownership than Jimmy G.
I like Jimmy G. I think I'll be interested to see how they deploy Debo. Again, this is the Shanahan revenge spot against Atlanta. I think he might want to put up some points. I would lean Tua slightly, but I think either's a decent play. Surprisingly, like those are two. The fact that you have two quarterbacks and they're Jimmy G and Tua. Fortunate for you that the playoffs landed the way they did. Because that's disgusting. What were you doing all year?
Grant Hopkins wanting to know Jones or Javonte Williams. I'm assuming he's saying Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you want to go healthy here. Javonte Williams, him and Melvin Gordon both
banged up. I don't ever read on who's more banged up and who they're going to use more.
Bengals pretty decent against the run.
Yeah, I would go Jones there for sure. Fantasy half point PPR pick 2 of the 3. Ryan, Jeff Wilson Jr., Chase Edmonds, Miles Sanders. Whew.
What's the Sanders angle this week? You like him?
Well, it's interesting because they got both Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, and Jordan Howard all are going to get a couple extra days rest. By all accounts, Miles Sanders should be good to go, but so is Jordan Howard. And I could see them wanting to use Jordan Howard and kind of. I'm worried Jordan Howard's going to get the touchdowns from Miles, and Miles hasn't. He kind of had his best game of the year before the bye.
He's also just fucked me all the way through, so it's hard for me to get behind that guy.
Against the Washington defense. I mean, what's the latest on the 49ers running back rotation there with Jeff Wilson?
Well,
Jr.?
I mean, with Mitchell out, Wilson is obviously going to be a factor. I think that's a game where you probably want to take a share of that backfield.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could like Miles Sanders feels like the ceiling is what we, like you said, what we already saw. I think the ceiling for the Niners is going to be much higher. So maybe you just take Wilson and pray it's the right angle, I guess.
Well, you got to pick 2 of 3. So I mean, Chase Edmonds, I like.
Oh, Edmonds is in there for sure.
Yeah, Edmonds, and again, maybe that's a little too cute. Maybe Connor screws you, but I still think he's kind of banged up. They're going to need Connor for the playoff run.
This is the game. Yeah, you don't have to burn Connor.
I know, and if you look at the prop bets, I do like James Conner under 14.5 carries. I just don't see them pounding him a bunch. So I guess go Edmonds and Jeff Wilson Jr.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do too. You want to do a player prop parlay?
What do you got?
Well, I see we got a call from our buddy Terrell.
Oh yeah, bring him on.
And all Terrell does is bring us hot.
Anytime touchdowns.
Which, by the way, he's been turning me onto these. I don't know if you've noticed, Sean, but I've moved my my DGens only plays almost exclusively to player prop, like to score touchdown parlays. What's up, Terrell?
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
Happy Sunday, bro.
It's all good. It's all good. All right, let's get some touchdowns today. Let's get some touchdowns.
Who do you got?
Going back to the one favorite type of play, two values and a long shot.
Nice.
For my favorite, I love Cordell Patterson today. I think he can have a game. I think the Falcons are in this game, and I think Cordell Patterson is going to be the reason. So I got Cordell Patterson getting the end zone. I'm getting Michael Carter for the Jets at plus 300. And I'm not necessarily certain why. I think the Jets kind of make this a little bit closer of a game, and I'll just take the chance that he gets one on the goal line and go in.
Oh, I like that. I like him just in general, his usage.
Yeah. After that, Marvin Jones. This has got to be the Urban Meyer fuck you game.
Yes.
And if it's not, everybody thinks that is James Robinson.
Yes.
But it might be Marvin Jones.
That's I mean, you must be looking at my DraftKings lineup because I was about to break down my Trevor Lawrence, Marvin Jones DraftKings lineup, and you're totally right. Like Marvin Jones is the one he got into a screaming match with, and if you also remember, Darren Bevel was the one who brought Marvin Jones over from Detroit. I think the Trevor Lawrence, Marvin Jones connection is going to be hot today. So I'm with you 100%, and you're right. Especially in DFS, everyone's going to be all over James Robinson, ton of ownership. No one's talking about my boy Marvin Jones.
I love this parlay so far. I'm very excited to hear who the long shot is.
All right, we know how bad the Ravens are against the tight end, so let's go with Josiah DeGora.
All right, I love it. What's that
Josiah
payout?
DeGora. Hey, look, so he's got
now
the
that
end
is
zone
the
before.
Now, so
he's gotten there before. I think Rodgers looks for him a little bit. Like he's a nice body towards the end zone. And in a game where I just feel like anything and everything is going to happen and Baltimore's somehow going to find a way to cover, I'll take DeGora to get in the end zone as like a long shot. Really, nobody's kind of talking about.
What about
Rodgers does like a good tight end.
Yeah. What about I'm on Mercedes Lewis. Now would he be similar price, or what's your angle on taking him over Mercedes?
So I normally just get shitty luck with this, and I think that Mercedes Lewis was my instant, like, oh, all right, tight end, Mercedes Lewis. But then I'm like, wait, it's another guy. And I couldn't remember his name. That was crazy. I couldn't remember his name, but I'm like, it's some other guy there that he be looking at like just as much. Like when Mercedes Lewis would piss us off when Robert Tonyan was in the lineup, it was another guy that would piss us off when Mercedes Lewis was the guy. And DeGora was that guy. So I was like, fuck it, let's take him and let's see what he does. That's 110-1, by the way.
Wow, that is insane.
That's the thing with these parlays. It's not hard to get, like, you really just like Terrell's figured out the formula. You throw in some very reasonable ones, and then you just drop in that like bomb, and it just explodes the odds.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal. I mean, the first three legs of this feel like locks to me. What's the Marvin Jones anytime price? I feel like I'm gonna go bet that isolated right now because
I think it was at like plus 240.
Oh, come on. Oh,
go
play the lock sound effect, Sean. Oh my God.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Terrell. Best of luck with your Giants taking down the Cowboys.
Always. Let it ride, fellas.
All right,
let it ride. All right. Yeah, we hit on that. I'm just gonna rattle off my DFS lineup.
Nice.
With Trevor Lawrence in there. Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. Myles Gaskin at running back.
Love it.
Chase Edmonds at other running back. Steph Diggs at receiver. T. Higgins. Marvin Jones Jr. O'Shaughnessy, the tight end with the double stack. Shout out to my Irish brethren. And then Devontae Adams in the flex spot. Crazy.
Didn't
and
former
Bills defense, because you got to play Bills defense.
Didn't former sportsgamblingpodcast.com site editor Ryan McKee once write a song about O'Shaughnessy?
I think so.
Oh my God. Could we resurface it as you grab that bag of cash, Sean?
Oh yeah, let's go, baby. All right, more questions. I know Kramer's got his first half parlay to give out. I got the big dog parlay. Burrow or Hurts? That is that's another
Hurts.
one. Hurts.
I guess unless there's a chance like you can get fucked over if the game doesn't get played on Tuesday, but it seems pretty locked in.
Well,
right? Is there that risk?
Well, there was also, I mean, if the game was played on Sunday, it wasn't 100% Hurts was going to play.
Is it a true high ankle sprain then?
Yeah, but it's the lowest grade one. So now he's almost 2.5 weeks with a couple extra days. I'm predicting he plays, but you know,
if you're the Eagles though, Minshew looked pretty good.
Right. That's why they may not want to rush him back. It's not 100% he plays.
Then I guess you got to go Burrow. You can't wait.
Yeah. Cause the ceiling for Hurts could be 0, literally. Either he doesn't play, something weird happens with the game. I mean, I kind of like Burrow's matchup. So again, it depends how aggressive you need to be in your matchup. If you really need like a big game from the quarterback, roll the dice with Hurts. If not, the Burrow is way safer.
All right, just stop the show for a second. Everyone needs to go and do something. Everyone needs to open up their betting app, WinBet. Yes. Obviously, 2 things to alert everyone to: James Robinson to score a touchdown is even money, and Marvin Jones to score a touchdown is plus 185.
Oh my God!
What, Sean? What are we doing here? What? I mean, are we just overblowing this Urban Meyer thing? Probably. That's gonna be pretty hilarious.
Jags are just gonna get their ass kicked. Shane Kenyon back with the wife touchdown parlay.
Ooh.
Love it. Dawson Knox, CD Lamb, Pat Fryermuth, LaVisca Chenault Jr. and Zach Ertz.
Oh my God! No, I'm seeing a pattern in her. The kind of players
she really likes tight ends.
Bro, you got some competition with some of that talent she's bringing into the bedroom.
I mean, CD Lamb. If you take CD Lamb out of that, I love it.
I mean, he's definitely an alpha dog. CD Lamb. She's picking these things.
Ryan, you're complimenting the Cowboys.
I'm talking about her selections here. Clearly, like there's a couple big beefy tight ends. I don't know.
Magic Man Blanco, friend of the program. He's got a fantasy question: David Montgomery or Javonte Williams, and Ayuk or Brandon Cooks.
David Montgomery by a mile.
Yeah, that one's pretty. I mean, we love Javonte Williams, but he's banged up, splitting time, and a decent run defense.
And with Debo back, Kittle kind of working on all cylinders. I do worry a little bit about Ayuk as maybe the third fiddle. Maybe fourth if you.
But Brandon Cooks, he hasn't been getting the targets that he once did. Like Nico Collins, that's why I played him in my updated, which I tweeted out. The Aaron Rodgers lineup I gave out on the podcast. I got Nico Collins in there, 10 target game.
Yeah, perhaps you're right. Maybe it's the Mills factor. I guess go with the team. The thing is, Cooks is going to be running routes the entire game.
Yeah,
that would be my angle.
Jonah Kaufman, T. Higgins, Christian Kirk, or Brandon Cooks for a flex in season long. I wouldn't do Brandon Cooks just because I think T. Higgins and Kirk are better spots.
Kirk especially. I mean, he's a big play threat for that team. He's like the guy that actually catches the vertical passes, while Rondell Moore like just looks faster. So I think Kirk in this game certainly like
against you want Detroit's defense.
I would say the highest upside is Kirk, and the highest floor is probably Higgins.
Yeah.
So play those two.
No, he only needed one, but I would go. Oh man, and I'm playing T. Higgins in DFS.
Well, there's your answer. If you need a floor, play Higgins. If you need a ceiling, play Kirk.
Yeah, Kirk, I'm not playing as much because I think he's going to be heavily owned in DraftKings. So yeah. All right, what else do we got? Oh man, the chat is just on fire.
I know. It's hard to keep
GBE up. Seeing you're telling me I can tease the Saints to 17.5.
Peyton's not there. I'm a little worried about that. I think the advantage that Peyton brings over Arians is huge. just from like a human standpoint, intelligence standpoint. I worry without Peyton there because assistants can get it done.
Yeah, but that would be great.
More so than most coaches. I feel like Peyton is like the parent in the room.
That would be great if I mean, this would be an all-time plug for the movie, but just send Kevin James dressed as Sean Payton on the sideline.
Oh, that would be perfect promotion for the movie. Yeah, I mean, so what about this angle though? Because occasionally I've missed some soccer games when I'm coaching the team, youth soccer, of course. And generally, my kids do better when I'm not there. Could this be a show out game for Taysom Hill?
Oh,
the pressure of dad looking over the shoulder, like hammering them a little harder than everyone else on the team. Yes. Could this be a Taysom Hill game? I kind of like that angle. I need him. It does seem like we're going to cash that one tonight. Plus whatever it is, 11, 10.5. What else do we want to talk about? My first half parlay.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. I'm prepared today already. Let's throw it up on the screen. Look, we're going home teams. This is about being at home. This is about taking care of business. Buffalo -7.5. You can put that one on the board. Miami -6.5. You can put that on the board.
Wow.
Giants +6.5.
Not even getting the full touchdown.
Free sodas everywhere. Baltimore +6. Detroit +7.5. It's just a not so fast moment for these three road teams going to places. Put the Giants to the side. It's Cowboys week. They'll be up for it. Baltimore, proud franchise. Aaron Rodgers coming to town. And Detroit, obviously Dan Campbell. This team still does not have quit. Hopefully they show.
You're crazy, Ron. All right.
The more I thought about it, I played the first half because I'm not sure they hang in there for the whole game.
My big dog parlay.
That's going to pay 22 to 1.
Odds courtesy of Win Bet. We got the Cincinnati Bengals money line at the Broncos. Bills -14. I mean, I locked it up at 10.5. Still like it at 14. They're just gonna fuck up the Panthers, and then the Atlanta Falcons getting 9. So that pays +756 $100 wager. And I'd also recommend little round robin parlay if you fancy, because I think there's
so you're just taking those three in round robin and.
Yes.
A little more juice.
Yep. Getting down on all of them. So that's my official big dog parlay.
Yeah. Nothing puts a little lead in my pencil like a good round robin, Sean.
For down the line wants to know, for my flex spot, Melvin Gordon, Devonta Smith, or Darnell Mooney. That is a tough one.
I don't mind some of the Bears offensive players.
I mean, Mooney, I would kind of go Mooney, honestly, because
dude's involved.
The Vikings defense is, I mean, you saw that second half against the Steelers. Steelers, Big Ben was just passing all over him, and Fields' guy really seems to be Mooney. Devonta Smith, I like. He's great at getting separation, but the Eagles don't throw the ball a ton. He's tough to put in there. Melvin Gordon banged up, splitting time with Javonte Williams. So yeah, I think Darnell Mooney.
Just really quick to add to the Panthers are going to get their ass kicked. Their kicker suffered a quad injury in warmups.
Oh yes, let's go. They're going to have Cam Newton kicking field goals.
Zane Gonzalez is out. I wonder, is there practice squad? Does the practice squad kicker make the trip?
Oh man, that's hilarious.
That probably matters. Not having
Nick Fortune said I did a parlay of the Jets game over 42, Texans spread, and Steelers -1. So I like the Steelers. We picked them when they were home dogs, and hopefully you got those teases in to get it above 7. I still like them at -1. Texans spread, I'm not touching. I mean, again, I think the get up spot is very chalky handicap, but the get up spot for the Jags is massive here. Maybe it's so many points that you get the cover there, and yeah, Jets Dolphins over 42. It's so comically low. I don't mind that.
Real quick, sorry, I'm really involved in this kicking situation in Carolina. Wide receiver Brandon Zylstra has a kicking tee and is practicing kicks with the punter. Also, linebacker Frankie Louvu and running back Reggie Bonifant are practicing kickoffs. Oh, we might see a oh yes please. God bless football in Buffalo.
Lou De La Cruz, KJ Osborne, or Bateman. I don't know, man.
Osborne's fun.
He is fun, but
I'd go Bateman.
Bateman, especially with no Sammy Watkins. And
Are we confirmed that Lamar is going to be out?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it seemed like Bateman. I would have to look at the numbers, but I think Bateman and I'm blanking. What's the backup? Huntley had a decent connection there.
He had a good connection with Bateman, a better connection with Andrews. As we're speaking, I'm going to be dabbling with a little lineup.
Jake Paquin, friend of the program, does a ton of our graphic stuff. Help us out here on the show. Bengals team total over 20.5. So yeah, I mean, I threw them in the big dog parlay. I like them to get the win. I like them to get 21 points against Denver.
It's almost a better bet than betting on Cincinnati, right?
Well, now that you're, I mean, I don't want to take shots at the big dog parlay, Ryan, but
I don't mean to take a shot. It just feels like that. I think that's more likely than them beating the Broncos. I feel like, how does this game not get to, both teams can get to 21 pretty easily.
Yep. Agreed. Questions just keep running in. 45 boxes of ZD saying Jags blowing up to -6. Very fishy. Yeah. If you haven't bet the Jags yet, I don't know. At 6, it's getting a little, I think it's just more fun to play some of those revenge props that we had given out, the anytime touchdowns.
I left it off the first half parlay because I'm like,
Marvin
they're laying
Jones
3.5 in the first half.
Receiving yards.
The Marvin Jones receiving yards is a strong play. I think the the James Robinson touchdown prop is a strong play.
Yeah, I'd be scared of the public steam in this case for sure. Nick Francis wants to know Antonio Gibson or Mike Evans, Ryan.
Gibson really burned some people. I don't know. Is this? I think you can never play Mike Evans in this matchup. So sit Mike Evans, play Antonio Gibson. Right? Are you ever playing Mike Evans against Latimer?
No, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, again, if you're paranoid that something happens in the Washington game, then yeah, I don't know. Maybe you play. I can't imagine playing Evans.
No, it's just he doesn't. This is not a matchup. He
just gets owned by him.
Latimer clearly, like, something clearly has happened off the field because Mike Evans is a great receiver against everyone else.
He just gets in his head. Bruce Stark wants to know 12 team full point PPR, fill 4 spots anyway, 2 running backs and 2 flex. This is like homework.
I know.
Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, Darnell Henderson, Deonta Foreman, Cole Beasley, Rashad Bateman,
Darrell Henderson. Yeah. I think, do you play both Packers running backs?
That's kind of fun. I wouldn't mind that.
Deonta Foreman's got a decent matchup. He's looked pretty good. That Titans offense really needs him. I'll start with Foreman and Bateman, and I'll fill it out with both Packers running backs. I think there might be enough there. I mean, if
sit Henderson and Cole Beasley would be my take, which I think sounds like
Michelle's looked all right. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, even if Henderson is back, do they give him the entire workload? I don't think so.
Yeah. It might feel funny to play those two, but I would do it. I've played Aaron Jones and Dillon on a team this year.
Yep.
They can put up the required like 35 points for you.
All right, Ryan, time to get ready for watching some games, drinking some beers.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Make sure you tune in to the recap show going live in studio after the late game ends. For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green, and he is Ryan.
And I guess we finish with a fuck the Cowboys.
Kramer, let it ride.